Most of us, probably all of us, in some measure or not measure, we are frightened. Our life is so uncertain, especially now. There's uncertainty of livelihood, uncertainty of wars, uncertainty of these pressures of the world, the enormity of two powers, what is all going to come out, and so on, politically. We're anxious. That means we are frightened. You may lose your job. Physiologically as well as biologically, one may get ill. Again, there is fear. And psychologically, inwardly, there's the fear of loneliness, fear of not succeeding, fear of not being loved, whatever that may mean, fear of darkness, fear, with all its many, many branches, right? If you are not afraid, good Lord, there is no guru, there is no authority, there is no search. He's a marvelous human being. So we're going to find out, inquiring together, not me alone, find out whether it's possible to have no fear whatsoever, both physically as well as psychologically. Are you interested in this? Don't encourage. I'm not asking for encouragement. Because to live under fear is the most appalling thing. It's living in darkness, living in such, it brings a sense of shrinking, isolation. You cannot solve this thing. Therefore, you withdraw. And from that withdrawal, fear, all kinds of neurotic actions, ill health. Psychosomatically, it reacts. Right? So you must, if you are at all serious, go into it very deeply. You must find out for yourself that if fear can end. If one may ask, are you aware of your fear? This is not group therapy. You understand? Just inquiring for each other, for each one, not group of us inquiring. That's too meaningless. I'm asking you, are you aware of your fears? If you are, do you see the consequences of it? The running away from it, rationalizing it, suppressing it, or avoiding it, and the identification becomes greater and greater, and so on. Now, what is the root of fear? You understand? Not I am afraid about something or because of something, or I'm afraid I'm afraid that you might do something. But apart from that, at the very root of it, do you want to find out the root of it, or are you waiting for an answer? I can answer it. But then what happens? You either see, yes, that is so, you accept it, and it becomes an idea, and you have gone away from the fact. So you have to ask this question for yourself. What is the root of all this enormous sense of fear? In our relationship, in our activities, in our jobs, in our future life, the whole business of it. Do you ask it? Ask the question, to totally cut the root, or you are asking intellectually. You follow? I wonder if you answer them. Look, I'll explain. I want to find out why I'm afraid. I can find out the various causes of it. That's fairly simple. I'm afraid because I've done something I shouldn't have done. You might discover it, therefore I'm frightened. Or I'm afraid I might lose my job, I want a better job, and so on and so on. Or I'm so attached to my wife, I feel she might any moment leave me, and I'm frightened. You follow the whole business of fear. Am I is actually in contact with fear, or I am in contact with the idea of fear? They capisce? Do you understand? Which is it? The idea of fear or actual fear? Now, I can investigate, analyze the cause, right? The cause and the sequence. I can analyze it. But analysis doesn't solve the problem. You must have known that. Because the analyzer thinks he's different from the analyzed. Right? You may have heard this before, so don't get bored with our smile and say, yes, he's going back to the old stuff. But you have to understand this. If you understand it, if you see the truth of it, then you will do something. We are not analyzing, but observing. Analysis is entirely different from observation. Right? Observation implies without the observer to look. Whereas if you analyze the cause, why, and the reasons, and go on analyzing, there is implied several things, which is there's the analyzer thinking different, that he is different from the analyzed. And that involves time, an endless process of analyzing. At the end of your life, he says you're still analyzing without bringing about fundamental transformation. Whereas if you observe, just to observe. That is, without any analysis, just to look, which is negative action. The positive action is to look, analyze, do something about it. Whereas the negative action, which is totally different from the positive action, is to observe. Right? Then that observation not only tells the story of what is being observed, it tells you the story of what is being observed, and also that observation itself brings about a movement of change in that which is being observed. Right? Do get this. Even the so-called scientists are agreeing with what we're talking about, so you're quite safe. That is, if you watch through a microscope some cell, if you come to it with a conclusion, with wanting to use it for further purposes and making money or whatever it is, then you don't see the movement of the cell itself changing. You understand this? So, to observe without any movement of thought, any movement of trying to change it, any movement to go beyond it, just to watch. When you watch so closely, without any sense of direction, motive, the thing that you are watching itself undergoes a fundamental change. Full stop. Are you doing it? Not agreeing with me. Can you watch your fear in this manner? It doesn't need practice. That's one of our pet theories. If you are interested, if you are concerned in the freedom of fear, you observe. And that observation is passionate. It's not just casual intellectual observation. So can you observe the fear, the root of it, which we are going to minute, the root of it, without any analysis? Now, what is the root of fear? All fear. What do you think it is? Is it not time? Right? I might be ill. I might lose my job. I might be discovered the wrong things which I've done. I am afraid of death, which is in the distance. I'm afraid my wife might get angry. Might. Is not, just look at it. I'm not asking you to accept it. Just observe it. First, reason, logic, non-personal, and therefore look. Is not fear the movement of time? Movement means time, from here to there, from the past to the present, from the present to the future. All that is movement, which is called time. Now, is that not movement of time, thought? I think I might lose my job. I think my wife may be angry. Or my wife may discover that I've looked at another woman. And so on, so on. So can you observe the movement of time, which is thought, which is the root of fear? Observe it without trying to do something about it. It's like a scientist looking through a microscope, and if he projects what it should be or what it might be, that remains as is, because he's dictating what it should be. Whereas if he's not dictating, if he has no, he's just looking, that very thing at which he is looking through a microscope beginning to change, beginning to move. You understand? Are you doing this? Which means observation implies the absence of the observer, who is the past, who has got theories, conclusions, hopes, fears, directions, and so on, so on, so on. To look without the observer. That does not need discipline, that does not need practice, just to look without you're wanting something out of it. Then you will see, if you so look, the very root of fear is beginning to completely change. That means the root is this, the observation, the observing so carefully, alertly, with passion, the root it begins to dissolve, which is the action of negation. You know? Have you got something of this? You know, this is part of meditation. Meditation is not repeating some words, sitting quietly cross-legged, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes, all that nonsense. How can a mind meditate if it's full of fears? Or is attached to something? The understanding and the freedom from fear is part of meditation. It is totally, entirely related to daily life.